What's up, guys, and welcome to the third PFCFL draft recap for season 2. So today we're with a new player, which wasn't there in the first season. So he's the head coach of the Detroit Pidgeots. His name is Chris Dubay.
Hello, everyone.
So as I said, Chris did not play in season 1, so we don't see his stats, we don't see number of kills or deaths or anything. But in the season 2, he's gonna play in the Kalos West division, which also includes the New York Groudons, Lisburn Rapidashes, and Pittsburgh Steelixes. So that's Gabriella, Steven, and Casey. So Chris is gonna talk about the usual stuff we talk about in the recap. So you guys already know like the questions that I'm gonna ask him. But yeah, let's go right into it. So, Chris, want to talk about your background in Pokemon gaming and the reason why you joined this league?
Well, I've played Pokemon since I was really little. I started with Gen 2, and my parents were into Gen 1. So it's always been around me and been a big part of my life. As why I joined the league, I'm looking for more of a competitive challenge.
Okay. And is there any reason in particular that you decided to jump into this kind of league instead of just of a the typical 8 gyms and Elite Four and stuff like that in many groups?
Yeah, this league is unique. I've seen some of my favorite YouTubers do the GBA and UCL,
Yep.
and it's always looked like a lot of fun to me.
Which one is your favorite YouTuber?
I'm gonna have to go Shady Penguin.
Shay Penguin? I like
Yep.
him, but I'm Team A Drive. I'm in the A Drive army, so it's they're both great YouTubers, and I think those are great models to base yourself on when you build a team because even though Shady didn't win a lot, and especially against A Drive, I think he's got the right mindset and right thinking when he builds a team. So that's a great model.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump right into your team. So first OU pick was Thunderous Eye. So want to explain why you drafted this Pokemon instead of a Mega like many would have?
Well, Thundurus has a lot of qualities that make him a huge offensive threat, especially in the OU. But I went with I specifically for Prankster because it gives me a lot of priority and ability to counter certain things, like speedy sweepers with Prankster, Thunderwave, and such.
Yeah, stuff like Dragon Dance, Dragonite, and
Yeah.
stuff like that that can be slowed down with Prankster Thunderwave. I mean, that's a good idea. Uh, I'd say if it was available when my turn came, I don't know if I would have taken this Megalopony or Mew, because they were the top 3 on my list. So second pick was Cresselia. So that's I'd say a bit surprising.
Yeah.
Going for a big wall right off the bat.
Yeah, I usually play offensive in my games, but I knew I needed a few good walls and more defensive and support Pokemon to help me with this tier. And Cresselia's bulk allows me to check a lot of threats that I might come across, like Mega Aerodactyl, Salamence, and all them. And most fighting types as well.
Alright, so speaking about fighting types, we see a lot of normal types on your team, and the third Pokemon you drafted was one normal type, and that's Exploud.
Oh, yes, I wanted Exploud because I've used him quite a bit in previous leagues and such, and he has access to Boom Burst and Scrappy, and that helps a lot. And he excels against slower defensive teams, but it's not always the best because I know he's easily countered, but he's helped me a lot in previous situations.
Alright, speaking about slow, Crustle isn't exactly fast, so wanna explain this pick?
Well, I needed him because, well, bug type is my favorite, and he's always done well on my teams, and he's one of the best entry hazard setters in new, and he's got a lot of versatility. I've ran him in many ways that work especially well.
All right. So that's the first set of four Pokemon. Uh, so in the second set, you picked your Mega, which is something I'm happy to not face you twice with, and I'm talking about Mega Sableye.
Yes, Mega Sableye is one of my favorite Megas there is, and I am surprised he made it to round 2 of OU picks, but with his magic bounce, and he comes in handy, and he's got a lot of bulk.
All right. So speaking about bulk, Shuckle, um, it's a little surprising with that low HP and stuff like that, but I think you have some plans for this Pokemon.
Oh yes, Shuckle is my favorite Pokemon of all time, and he does have a lot of bulk, and there are many ways I could run him, but I have a set in mind that I usually run, and it's always done well with me.
Okay, so this is another Pokemon I really don't want to face a lot because it can be very tricky, especially with that contrary Shell Smash. I've been beaten by it like a couple of times. When you see it coming, you try to play around it, but
Yeah,
once he's up with one or two Shell Smashes, oh my god, it's
yeah,
so
it's a thing.
annoying. So okay, second are your Pokemon, Tangrowth.
Tangrowth, uh, I noticed on my team I had quite a bit of water and rock weaknesses, and I
Oh
needed
yeah.
something to help counter that. So, talking with some friends of mine, I decided Tangrowth would be a good choice to put on my team because he's a good pivot and he has high physical bulk.
All right. So that's a good pick. It was also one of the high-ranked Pokemon in RU for me. So good thing that you were able to draft it. So after Tangrowth, you went for one of the best fire types in the lower tiers, and that's Magmortar.
Yes, he has great special attack for bringing down opponents, and he has really good coverage moves. And he sets himself apart as one of the best wall breakers in NU.
All right. So that's the second set done. Third set, you decided to pick a Pokemon that like it's very it's it's a little of a one-trick pony with Tail Glow and Ice Beam and stuff like that. But I think you can probably find some ways to be innovative with it.
Yes, Manphy's always been a big problem for me, facing it especially.
All right, so that's kind of like double planning. You're drafting somebody that some Pokemon that you want, and you're you're like grabbing it so that people that are gonna face you don't use it. So that's smart. I like it.
Yeah,
All right, so last and third UU Pokemon was Nidoking.
yes, Nidoking is another one of my favorite Pokemon. And he is another great offensive threat, and he he can two-hit KO a lot of the metagame special walls like Blissey, Umbreon, and all of them fairly well.
Yeah, and it can also be used as a physical Pokemon, like with the Elemental punches, with the
Yeah.
with stuff like a Brick Break, and it can also be a great screen breaker, stuff like that. I like that choice.
Hmm.
Um, but are you more of kind of physical or special Nidoking?
I've ran both. I guess if I had to choose, I prefer the special Nidoking. He's always helped me. I know he's not as doesn't do as well as Nidoqueen in the special stat, but he's always came through.
All right. Even though like Nidoqueen is more defensive, I had it last season, but it's still like sheer force is so good because it boosts
Yes.
some like like I'd say okay stats and make them uh, pretty decent without having to invest in them. So
Yeah.
um, second to last Pokemon was Chinchino.
Okay, Chinchino. Um, he's kind of a one-trick pony as well with the skill link and all that,
Yep.
but he is also one of the most effective anti-lead Pokemon and revenge killers that I felt I could have picked up at the time.
All right. So you prefer to run it like Scarf or Choice Banded, something like that?
Yes, I prefer to use a choice item on it,
All right.
but I never know what's gonna happen this season.
Yeah, even Assault Vest or Expert Belt or something to like to surprise your opponent and like make them think that you're choiced can also work. Um,
Yeah,
Chinchino has the potential of being a surprise, I think. So last Pokemon, another normal type, Zangoose. This one is dangerous.
yes, he is used to be one of the most destructive Pokemon in NU, especially behind the facade power when he gets his boost from Toxic.
So it's pretty obvious that you're gonna use this strategy.
Yes, more than likely, if I bring Zangoose, he is going to be a Toxic boost for that power, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna run him. It depends on my opponent.
All right. So that's it for the review of your team. So I'd like to know what were your surprises and deceptions during the draft.
Well, I guess for surprises, I wasn't expecting Mega Sableye to make it
Okay.
to round 2 of OU at all. So I'm kind of happy I was able to scoop him up,
Was
because
it
I
your
think it's going to be well on the team.
yeah? Sorry. Was it your the first Mega you wanted?
Yes, actually he was, and if I didn't get him, I was going to go Mega Slowbro, but
Oh my God! Such annoying Megas.
yes, I know.
All right. And deceptions?
Um, well, there were quite a few Pokemon I wanted that I didn't exactly get, but I mean, I feel I can work with what I have. I mean, some that come to mind is, well, I wanted like Conkeldurr and Breloom and all them seemed like good choices.
Yeah, they all left pretty early. I was surprised Breloom was scooped in the first round.
Yeah, I
Um,
was hoping he'd make it further.
yes, it's also a kind of a one-trick pony. You can use it like more straight up offense, or you can use like Spore and Swords Dance or stuff like that. But
Mm-hmm.
um, it's a very predictable Pokemon. I wouldn't have picked it that early, but maybe Gabriella has some plans for it. We don't know.
Yep, and I'll be facing her this season, so
Yeah. When you look at your team and look at your division rivals, where do you see yourself against them?
well, like you said, I'm new to this season, and I'm not sure how they ran last season. Looking at their teams, I do see a few threats that I am worried about.
So what would they be?
Gabriella, for her, I don't like facing Mega Banette at all. It's a huge thorn in my side, but I feel I can work around it, hopefully. As all my teams, they just look worrisome.
All right. So you think that you can hold your ground against them, anyways?
I hope so. I feel I will do well in this season.
All right. Um, So what are your objectives? Is it like getting a certain amount of kills per game, a certain number of wins, finishing at a certain spot in the standings, or just like you're there to play in a different format and have fun? I don't know.
Yeah, well, ultimately, of course, I'd like to win this, but making it to playoffs, I'd be happy because in the end, as long as I have a good time and this is fun, I don't really care where I stand, but I just like to do well, hopefully.
All right. So thank you very much, Chris, for stopping by. It was great to see what the logic of your draft was, and hopefully you have some success this season.
Thank you. Nice talking to you too.
Alright, so thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and on Twitch. If you guys want to follow the PFCFL from the inside, the link to the group will be in the description below. Also, please visit our friends at Poketown. So you have the link on screen at the bottom right of your screen and in the description below. So please visit them. So it's facebook.com/group/Poketown. So once again, thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.